Got a big Social Security update for you. Looks like a major rule change to Social Security, which was established over 40 years ago by Congress, is about to come soon. Take a look at this headline here. Social Security is about to complete a major rule change Congress established over 40 years ago, and new changes could be coming soon. So this was enacted in 1983, and it could actually happen to your Social Security. I'm going to give you all the details plus more. Before I dive into the main content, if you appreciate these Social Security updates, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more Social Security updates. So, as I just mentioned in the headline there, Social Security needs even more significant changes if it's going to last another 40 years. So in 1983, Congress convened as Social Security was just months away from being unable to pay all the benefits due to retirees. It took bipartisanship and significant compromises from various interest groups, but the new law ultimately pulled Social Security back from the brink. At the time, the best forecast from Social Security's actuaries said the program would last at least another 75 years. 42 years later, Social Security is still evolving from the laws enacted by that 1983 Congress. 2026 will see the last of those changes come to a completion, but today's Congress may have to act to keep changing Social Security to prevent another situation like we nearly saw 42 years ago. So the big change coming next year, what is this all about? Well, many of the changes Congress put in place in 1983 went into effect over the following year. However, one big change has been spaced out to ensure it didn't adversely impact existing retirees and workers had plenty of time to adapt to the changes. That's the increase in the full retirement age. The full retirement age is the age at which you're eligible to receive your primary insurance amount or full benefits. Claiming before that age results in a reduction in monthly payments relative to your full benefits. Retirees are also able to delay Social Security, earning an increase in their monthly payment up until they reach 70. Before the 1983 law, Social Security full retirement age was 65 years old. Anyone born before 1938 could collect their primary insurance amount at that age. But starting in 2003, the 1938 birthdays had to wait 2 months longer to collect full benefits. The full retirement age continued increasing by 2 months for each year someone was born after 1938. That transition ended in 2008 as everyone born in 1943 had to wait until 2009 when they turned 66 to claim full benefits. We're currently in the midst of a second phase of the transition. Anyone born between 1943 and 1954 had a full retirement age of 66, but that age increases by 2 months for every year you were born after 1954 until reaching age 67 for those born in 1960 or later. That means 2026 is the last year anyone younger than 67 will be eligible for their primary insurance amount. Unfortunately, that might not be the end of the push to increase the full retirement age, and the changes may go into effect much more quickly than it did in 1983. While Congress isn't cutting nearly as close as it came to not paying out full benefits in 1983, Social Security's chief actuary estimates we're just 7 years away from depleting the Old Age and Survivors Insurance Trust Fund. At that point, the program is only legally able to pay out as much in benefits as it brings in revenue. That's estimated at about 77% of benefits due in 2032. Astute readers will note 2032 is less than 75 years after 1983. Actuaries had expected the program to last at least 75 more years after Congress enacted the new law, but it could face another shortfall less than 50 years later. There are a couple of reasons the actuaries got it wrong. The first is the growing wage gap. Social Security taxes only apply up to a certain amount of wages per employee each year. Back in 1983, 90% of wages were paid were subject to Social Security tax. However, as the highest earners saw their wages rise faster than lower earners, that percentage has declined. In 2022, only 82% of earnings were subject to Social Security tax. The bigger issue is the demographic shift that's occurred over the last 2 generations. Younger people aren't having as many kids. Meanwhile, baby boomers are reaching retirement age. As a result, we've seen an influx in retirees without as much growth in working age Americans to support them. So there's a big outflow of benefits starting this decade without as big of an increase in tax revenue. Numerous proposals have been sent out of the Office of the Chief Actuary to assess how they would impact the long-term health of Social Security. Like the 1983 law, Social Security will require multiple changes to put it back on a path to sustaining another 75 years of benefit payments. Unfortunately, it looks like changes will need to come more swiftly, possibly negatively impacting Americans nearing retirement age. Some call for immediate increases in full retirement age. Others call for immediate increases in the Social Security tax rate and raising the cap on earnings subject to the tax. Congress waited until Social Security was literally days away from failing to pay full benefits in 1983. Nobody wants to repeat cutting it that close. The longer Congress waits, the more swiftly and drastically it'll have to make the change to Social Security. That could have huge effects on Americans' retirement plans and might not provide enough time for them to do much about it. So when it comes to what I just mentioned about Social Security, Congress seems like even back in 1983, waiting till the last minute to get things done. Same thing with the shutdown now, procrastinating. We're paying them $174,000 a year. Each member of Congress, the ones who are ranked higher actually get a little higher paychecks, but most of them $174,000 a year, and they're not even doing much. They're not doing anything with Social Security. We had to pull teeth just to get the Social Security Fairness Act passed, and that only affected 3 million out of the 70 million Social Security recipients. So when it comes time to change Social Security, the changes need to be done now. Unfortunately, there are a lot of proposals, but just not enough action. So when it comes to the changes coming as it was in 1983, waiting days just before they had to make that crucial change, it looks like it may be the same thing now. We just don't see we're at critical mass or when a big swing is going to happen when we're at the 70% mark of paying out benefits. That might be the point when we see an actual change to Social Security, as opposed to getting it done now and not stressing out everyone in America wondering if they're going to get their Social Security benefits or not. So unfortunately, I really hope that history does not repeat itself. I hope they make a big change now. I hope they give higher payments to Social Security recipients and actually help out the trust fund so that it can last not even just 75, maybe another 100 years for more generations to come. So I'll keep you updated on what happens with that. To hopefully cheer you up a bit, here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is Bella's tip of the day. I want to say that never let bad vibes take over you. You have to let the good vibes just let you free. You have to always be good and always be humble and always be great to everybody. And I love making these tip of the days for you guys because you guys are my friends. Bye! I want to do a tip of the day. Hi guys. Hi. This is my tip of the day. I want to say don't go in the road. If you cross, you'll get smushed. And have a great day. Bye.
Trump's tariffs may actually boost Social Security payments. It's possible. I go over that in this video over here. Also, I'm going to give you the November payment schedule. So if you're on Social Security, wondering where you're going to get your check, I also have that all in this video right over here. So click that video now, and I'll see you in that video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.